Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Jewel, aka Mr. Pristine. Welcome back to my channel, Pristine Tech. Today, I want to talk a little bit about a device that I reviewed about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago. And this video is titled, Why I'm Disappointed with My Oneplus 3. So we can consider this to be a review after the review. Um, so we've got the Oneplus 3 here. Now, when you hear about devices like this and you look at the specs and you look at how well they stack up against a lot of the top tier devices out there, do you scratch your head ever wondering, okay, is this phone really that great for it to be half the price of an S7 Edge or half the price of an iPhone 6S or 6S Plus, half the price of an LG G5 or an HTC 10? Or other phones that are like up there in price? Do you kind of feel like, these companies, they gotta be cutting corners somewhere, right? Well, I think I found out my answer with the OnePlus 3. Okay. Now, in no way, shape, or form is this a knock on this device. This is an excellent device. But I hope that the experiences that I've been having personally with this phone, that it's not everybody else's experience. Because if so, then I'd have to say that OnePlus, they completely failed with this particular installment. Let's get into it. Now, one of the first deal breaker for me with this phone, Bluetooth connectivity. Okay? Now, the conventional way that people use phones, simple. You put the phone to your ear, you talk on it. Okay? If there were no other form of talking on the phone, that's how we do it. But ever since Bluetooth technology has been introduced into the market, as soon as I learned of that technology, I went out and I got myself a Bluetooth headset. And ladies and gentlemen, I've been using Bluetooth headsets for years and years and years now. So for me to put a phone in my ear and talk on it like this, I don't want to say it's completely foreign, but it's actually rather uncomfortable considering the fact that there's another form that I use to talk on my phone. Now, what the problem is with the OnePlus 3 is, for whatever reason, there's a Bluetooth connectivity problem, a major problem. And I mean, I could be talking to someone and be in mid-conversation, and for whatever reason, the Bluetooth will disconnect. Now, for a lot of people that use Bluetooth devices, you know that when you turn Bluetooth on and you connect the device, there's like this little Bluetooth indicator that shows up at the top of the screen next to the battery, right? Now, when my Bluetooth is on my head and I'm talking to somebody, either my phone is in my pocket or I keep one of the little pouches that I have clipped to my belt clip. That's what I keep my phone in. So if my Bluetooth disconnects while I'm talking to somebody, it's not like I'm looking at the screen to see that it's disconnected. So here I am just talking and talking and talking and talking, and the person on the other end isn't hearing a word that I'm saying. So all of a sudden, I'll hear the noise that the Bluetooth makes when it reconnects to the phone, and that will indicate to me at that point that the Bluetooth disconnected. And so then what I have to do is I have to say to the person on the other end, what was the last thing you heard me say? And a lot of times it's kind of hard to go back and relay what I just said to them word for word verbatim. So even though I may try to re-explain it, there may be some key points that got left out that I was trying to communicate to them. That's a major, major disappointment for me. Very frustrating. Number two, the OnePlus 3 doesn't give you the option to connect two Bluetooth devices at the same time. This is a major problem for me because I'm a smartwatch wearer. I have a Samsung Gear S2 smartwatch, and so I utilize that watch to track my heart rate, track my steps, stress levels, water intake, email, text messages. I can receive phone calls, make phone calls from the watch, and all that is possible due to the Bluetooth connection to the phone. So with my phone constantly disconnecting and reconnecting, it makes my usability for my smartwatch faulty and questionable. And my watch, I've been wearing it for so long. I mean, it's become a part of my daily routine, and so it's something that I look forward to using on a daily basis. And when you take away that option, I mean, it's just not. It just doesn't work for me. The other thing is, like I said, you can't have two devices connected at the same time. So if I want to have my Gear S2 connected and my Bluetooth connected, I have to basically sit there and determine which one I'm going to use the most at that particular time, and I have to turn one of them off because they're not both going to work at the same time. To me, this is a major deal breaker. Okay, this is very disappointing with the phone, with the specs. As good as this phone is better than some of the flagship devices out there that cost, six, seven, $800 in a $400 price point. You would expect, with the way what this phone is capable of and how it stacks up against a lot of the top tier competition, that it would be right on par with the functionality and the usability, but it's not. So again, to me, that is an indicator where companies like Oneplus that are making devices like these that are charging half the price from what a lot of the flagship devices are charging, you can kind of see where they're cutting corners. You can see where they're putting their money in and where they're not putting enough money in. So that leads me to believe that a lot of the reasons why a lot of those devices like the S7 Edge and the iPhones, why they cost so much, is because you're not just paying for the features and the phone's capabilities, but you're also paying for that reliability and usability of every function that phone is capable of, whether it be Bluetooth connectivity, talking on the phone, having a couple of devices paired at the same time and be able to use them seamlessly. I'm used to that. I mean, I'm the type of guy to where pretty much every flagship device that's been out, I've had it, because I'm one of those guys to where I have to have the latest and the greatest. So as soon as phones come out, day one, I'm on them. I'll be having them pre-ordered. I got a couple of phones pre-ordered now. I'm surprised that I still haven't gotten them, but I'm still waiting on them. I know that Samsung did their press release conference for the Note 7 today. Pre-order, you can pre-order it tomorrow. It comes out on the 19th. On the 19th, I'm going to have that phone and I'm going to be right here reviewing it for you. But I've had devices like that. I've had the S7 Edge. I had the iPhone 6s Plus. I've got my LG G5 right here. In devices like these, the amount of money that you're paying for them, some people may say that they're ridiculous, but you're not dealing with issues that what I'm dealing with on my OnePlus that is like half the price. So again, the OnePlus is a monster spec-wise, and it handles a lot of things that this phone handles very well. But again, when it comes to things like usability and functionality with certain things, you can always rely on those flagships because that's a lot of what you're paying for. And so again, to me, it's just kind of a clear indicator of how these companies are cutting corners. And that's just with this particular device with the OnePlus. I haven't played with and had the ZTE Axon 7 in my hand. I haven't had the Alcatel Idol 4S in my hand. So those are coming. I'm gonna get those phones and I'm gonna play with them. I'm gonna review them for you. But hopefully, as far as those types of functionalities, they'll be a better experience than what I've had on my OnePlus here. But to me, this is completely unacceptable for a device that's as good as this. Now, here's the third deal breaker for me when it comes to this phone. Now, I'm already frustrated because of the fact that I can't use my smartwatch or my Bluetooth at the same time. I have to use one or the other. There's these constant disconnect issues with both my smartwatch and my Bluetooth headset. So I get frustrated. I turn them both off, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to talk on the phone. I'm just going to put the phone in my ear, right? So I put the phone in my ear, and I'm talking on it. The microphone is right here. Now, you would think that when you put the phone in your face and you talk on it, the person on the other end is going to be able to hear you clearer because your mouth is much more closer to the microphone. That is not the case with the OnePlus 3. So like I have issues with my Bluetooth connected. When I put the phone in my face and talk on it, people on the other end are still asking me over and over again what it was that I said because they can't hear me. So I'm constantly having to repeat myself. This is very, very, very frustrating. And ladies and gentlemen, let's face it. one of the main reasons why we buy these phones is to be able to communicate. And I understand that we've got various forms of communication. Not only do we have just pure dialogue, but we've got text messaging, we've got emails, we've got Facebook, we've got Twitter, Instagram, all those types of things. You know what I'm saying? But one of my main ways that I like to communicate is still talking on the phone. So we still can't, these phones, they're like multimedia devices, but at the same time, it's still a phone first and foremost, most importantly. So when I buy a phone, I'm not just buying it because of what it's capable of doing. I'm buying it because I also have the ability to talk on it and have the ability to take advantage of whatever other functionalities that phone may possess. So for me, this is an absolute disappointment for the OnePlus 3. And I wanted to share this with anybody out there that was considering buying this phone, because I just think that to me, it clearly shows where OnePlus definitely cut some corners. You would think that with a phone that is as badass as this phone, that it wouldn't have issues with Bluetooth connectivity or even putting the phone to your ear and having microphone issues with people not being able to hear you on the other end. Now, I did get online and I looked at some forums and some frequently asked questions about different types of issues with this phone. And some people seem to believe that it's a marshmallow issue. And my understanding is that there are certain Android devices that when they've downloaded Marshmallow, they've had some issues kind of similar to what I'm describing in this video. And I understand that there are some kinks with Marshmallow that haven't quite been ironed out yet. But what that makes me think of is, well, when I had my S7 Edge, that had Marshmallow. I didn't have these issues. My G5 here is running off of Marshmallow. I've never had any of those issues with this phone. So when you're thinking about paying, top dollar for these devices, it's not just a lot of the options and the bells and whistles that these phones possess, but it's also the usability and the functionality with some of the things that matter the most, like talking. So I'm very disappointed in the OnePlus 3. For these issues that I've been having. And if you're the type of person where you can live with this and you're content with other forms of communication, then I would say, hey, no brainer. This phone is a monster. Drop $400 on it. It's worth it. But if you're all about talking on a device and having that usability and functionality like I am, my thing is, look, if I pay my money for the phone, I need everything fully functional. Hands down, or it's defective. And if I ever have a defective device, I get rid of it. I don't do defective devices. So let me know what you guys think about this information. If you find it useful, or if you yourself have a OnePlus 3 and you've had similar issues like this, drop some comments on the low. If you've been able to rectify these issues somehow, if you've been having these issues, please let me know. That would be greatly appreciated, because I really would like to use this phone in its entirety. This is a really, really nice device, and I would hate to just put it on the shelf just because of its usability and functionality issues. So if you like the video, please hit that like button. I'm open to any type of feedback whatsoever, any comments, any additional information that you may have, any questions. Please feel free to hit me up. I'll respond as soon as I get it. And I want to send a shout out to everybody that's watched my videos, that's shared them, that's liked them, and that have subscribed to the channel. It is greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart. I'm just getting started with this thing. I've been on this stuff for years and years. And I've just now mustered up, I guess what it would take to finally get on YouTube and start this channel. But the main purpose for this channel is to review these phones and some of the top technology that's out, to provide you with the most information possible, to help you make the best decision possible so that you're satisfied with whatever it is that you decide to spend your money on. So any type of feedback or support is greatly appreciated. Again, if you like the video, hit that like button. Please subscribe to the channel to continue to support it. There's going to be many more videos to come. Like I said, please stay tuned for the Axon 7 ZTE phone review. I'm still waiting on my Alcatel Idol 4S to come. That's on pre-order, so I'm going to be reviewing that phone. And I know that earlier today, Samsung, they finally did their press release for the Note 7. And that's actually going to be available for pre-order tomorrow, and it actually comes out on the 19th. So I'll be picking that up and I'll be reviewing that for you as well. So please stay tuned for those videos. Okay, so again, I appreciate all the love. Please continue to support the channel. And until the next video, you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and definitely, and I mean definitely, stay pristine. Peace, y'all.